Hey everybody, so I have a sort of a surprise piece of audio for you to consider. This comes from yesterday's show with Lee Elci. This comes from the Wednesday, May 25th episode of the Lee Elci Show. I'm hoping that the authorization to use his audio is still valid, and I do think it is covered under fair use in terms of reporting and commentary. So, with that little bit of information out of the way, Rocky was in studio to talk about his campaign and his thoughts on, world events, that sort of thing. And things got very heated when Frank from Montville called in. I don't think Frank lives in Montville anymore, but that's how the people know him. Anyway, he calls in and things get very heated because apparently at some point Frank called Justice Clarence Thomas and Uncle Tom. Now, Frank is an African-American veteran who has been calling into the show for many, many years. And one might think that an African-American has a little bit more leeway in terms of calling another African-American an Uncle Tom, because that's sort of an internal term. But for some reason, Rocky, an Italian immigrant, feels incredibly offended by this and said he did not want to speak to Frank until he apologized. Now, I'm not sure when the first time was that Frank called in and had this exchange with Rocky, but it seems like it was a while back. He and Rocky argue back and forth for several minutes, and it's really not a good look for a candidate who is trying to seem like a serious contender for Senate. I'm really not sure how this is going to play out for him, because flying off the handle in this sort of way and in my view being very childish about an interaction and refusing to speak to someone and plugging your ears is not how adults communicate. And if you are not already a member of the Rocky Brigade, then there's a very good chance that you might hear this sort of audio and say, well, I mean, this guy running for office doesn't seem like a great idea. It seems like he's just going to fly off the handle and scream at people. Anyway, we're going to roll the audio now and go ahead and see what you think of it.
And I guess this is Frank from Montville wants to talk. So, Frank, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I think Oakdale's in his section, not Uncasville. I think just Oakdale.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Hold on, Frank. Before we go anywhere, are you talking to me or are you talking to Lee?
I think Oakdale was in your section.
I understand. But you want to talk to me?
I want to talk to both of you guys.
No, if you talk to me, you're going to have to apologize to calling Justice Lawrence Thomas.
You know what? Then I'm not talking to you.
Okay, you don't talk to me. You can talk to Lee. Hold on. This segment is for Rocky. This segment is for Rocky. If you want to apologize for calling Justice Thomas and Uncle Tom, you call Justice on this channel. On this station, you called Justice Thomas and Uncle Tom. I don't wish to talk to you. I don't wish to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. You called Justice Thomas. You called Justice Thomas and Uncle Tom. Okay, you apologize. I don't want to talk to you. I don't wish to talk to you. I don't wish to talk to you. I do not wish to talk to you. Unless you apologize, not to me, not to me. No, you're not apologizing to me. You got to apologize on the air to Justice Thomas and Ben Carson. I heard you with my own ears on the Lee Elci Show, and you called a Supreme Court justice an Uncle Tom because he doesn't comply with what you believe.
What the hell are you talking about?
You called Justice Lee.
So what? So what? That's what I felt.
Okay, that's great. I don't want to talk to you.
Then shut the hell up.
Okay, so you're off the air because this is my segment. This is my segment. I came here to talk about something, and I don't want to talk to you.
You said to talk about what? Losing?
No, I want to talk about freedom about freedom of speech, freedom of small business to survive in this state that's going down the road of perdition. That's what I want to talk about. And I said it a long time ago. If you don't apologize to Uncle Tom for calling Justice Thomas.
I don't want to apologize to Uncle Tom. You just called, that's a 40. No, that's called.
Do you want to apologize for calling?
You believe he's Uncle Tom. You just said
No, you said that. You said that on the air.
You just said it.
You said it on the air.
So what?
So apologize that you made a mistake.
Listen.
Apologize that you made a mistake to him, not to me.
Rocky?
Apologize to Uncle for calling. You will not apologize. So, you, as far as I'm concerned, Lee can shut up.
I don't regret nothing I did in my
Okay,
life.
great. Take care, Take care, Frank. Bye-bye.
I have to get to a break. We'll be back.
When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love.
So that's some pretty unorthodox audio from Rocky here. It's not unusual to hear him yelling, but it is unusual to hear him go just so into the realm of just yelling. The segment continues on, talks to a few callers, nothing in particular to note here, but at the end of the segment, Rocky touches back on his interaction with Frank again and sort of tries to clarify his perspective and why he took the actions that he took. And I'm not so sure they're as exonerating as he thinks they are. Let's have a listen.
All right, Rock, you got about the 3 minutes left. Where do you want to go?
Well, I just want to reaffirm why I said what I said to Frank, okay? Long time ago, when I first came on the air, he called Justice Thomas, Uncle Tom, on the air with you, and I called right after. The very next call was, if you ever want to call the Rocky Radio Show on Saturday morning, the first words out of your mouth, I'm talking about me, talking to me on the air, would have to be, I apologize for offending a Supreme Court justice because he's Catholic, because he's conservative, whatever you want to say, but it's like, to me, it sounds like somebody using a hateful word against an American citizen. And so I said it then. By the way, I just want to remind the audience, when your puppy was not well, I replaced you. I came in to fill in your show for 3 times straight for 4 hours. The caller from Montville calls every day, just about. He never called while I was on the air, but he called this morning while you were on the air. The reason why I want to talk is because we have to stand for what we believe. And I believe calling, you're free to call. Anybody can call anybody, anything. There's freedom of speech, which I believe in it. But if you call to offend somebody, especially a Supreme Court justice or Ben Carson or any other for that matter, look what they did with Leo that ran for governor who just ran for governor of California. They crucified him. So the point is, I don't wish to talk to people that think that way and call names to people that have done incredible things in their lives. Instead of admire them, we offend them. Well, it doesn't work with me. If he wants to call back, call me on a Saturday morning. I got 2 hours. The truth is, somebody has to be accountable for what they say. They're free to say it, but with me anyways, you're not going to get away with it. That's all.
Anything else? We only got a minute left.
No, please, if you want to be part of it, you can either send me an email, rockyradioshow@gmail.com. Check out our website, rocky4ct19.com. We just started. We were not way in yet, but we just started, and we can collect any contributions in district or out of district, and it'll help us qualify so that somebody has to stand for what is right, for what is good, for the will of the people of Connecticut. And because of your help, because of my big mouth, here I am, running for office. God bless you, Lee. God bless the United States of America.
All right, we'll get you on again soon. Thanks, Rocky. I appreciate
it.
Rocky again, Red. Thank you, Gary Byron, Mike Finkelstein, John LeBoutelier, Todd Lynch, Tommy Binion, all the great listeners out there. Tough day today. Thanks for staying with us. with us during the entire show. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you.
So what Rocky talks about here is that he wants to stand up to someone who offends a Supreme Court justice. This is getting again at Rocky's apparently built-in respect for authority, which you're allowed to be. I think that's a very dangerous position to have as a way of navigating the world generally. I think authority should be questioned and, when appropriate, resisted, but Rocky seems to be more on the loyalist direction. I tend to draw my perspectives and actions from the Patriots, who decided to fight back. Anyway, with that said, he's acting, and I don't know if this is a language barrier, acting as if Frank personally offended Justice Thomas, and I have to imagine that Justice Thomas receives an unbelievable amount of hate and vitriol from the people of this country, and a average Joe, essentially, from rural Connecticut, calling him an Uncle Tom is probably not going to be high on his list of things that really bother him. But I can't claim to know what does and does not offend a Supreme Court justice who I have never, and probably will never, met. So I don't know what's going on there with Rocky speaking as if he has specifically offended this justice. But he goes on to say how he believes in freedom of speech, that you're free to say things, but you have to be held accountable for what you say, and that he won't let people get away with it. Well, Rocky, I also do believe in people having the right to say what they wish to say, which is why I would never hope to shut down what you are saying. But, just like you, I believe in people being held accountable for what they say, so by extension, you won't get away with it either. So, here we are with this podcast, exploring what Rocky says, exploring the falsehoods he spreads, and holding him accountable for what he has to say, because he has shown absolutely no interest in being held accountable directly. It's calls like this that make it abundantly clear why I don't call in to the Rocky Radio Show, because it would just be this. Some variation of it would probably be I call in and he says, don't talk to me unless you admit you're a Marxist, which I am not. But someone who lacks the capacity for nuance and adult conversation would probably never have that conversation. So, hope you have a great day. I hope you found this little insight into what Rocky sounds like and how he has been known to act interesting and informative. And I hope it serves to build an overall clearer picture of the type of person who we are following, exploring, and critiquing here. Have yourself a great day.
I eat meat and drive trucks and shoot guns and don't trust in the federal government to solve our problems. You might think I'm joking, but I'm not a Republican. Call me when your president pulls out of Afghanistan, 'cause that's the day I'll get a cell phone number and you can call and leave a message on voicemail.